how to turn your idea into a real business. All right, you've got a great idea, you got a product, you got a service, you've started to kind of sort of get it out there. You've been servicing a couple of clients, a few people have bought it, said that this is real cool. Now, how do you take that concept and turn it into a real business? That's what I'm going to talk about today. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Tremain Show. I'm Tremain Davis, and the next couple of episodes, I'm gonna tell you a story from a real, actual client that spent almost $3 million on a product that he just could not launch and could not get into the marketplace. I had this client, and I'm trying to tell you, I know exactly what it's like to have a product or a service and not be able to launch it just because you haven't been able to accomplish the business principles that we talk about on this channel. So I'm gonna use them as a case study, and I'm gonna walk you all the way through what you need to do to turn your product or your service into a real business. All right, so this company shall remain nameless. The CEO shall remain nameless. So I will not say the name of the company, and I will not say the name of the CEO. But what I can say is that a couple years ago, I did some consulting work for a technology business. Great company, great concept, great CEO. He had a great idea. What ended up happening is he had a technology that worked really well in the government space. So he had some clients in the government, and they loved his technology. It was a great it was a great technology in mobile security. So, that's a big thing. Everybody has cell phones, everybody has tablets and, smart devices and everything like that. So his technology was built around securing those devices. So great technology for the government. That's something that they definitely need. But there was a convenience factor in his product as well. Now, of course, the government was buying the product or using his product or service because of the security piece of it. So, the government is all about security. And so he was able to get some clients in the government. He did really well. So he decided that he wanted to take his product that was doing well in the government and take it out into the private space. He wanted to see if he could fashion this same product for clients out in the world. He wanted to take it out of the government space. He said, I think there's another opportunity that I can pursue if I take it, from the government and I start using it out in the private space. It was a good idea because, like I said, there was a convenience factor to his product, but the government wasn't really using it because of that part of it. They were using it because of the security. So he said, okay, well, let's try it out here. So he got an office. He spent a lot of money getting it ready for private space. He wanted to target bars, restaurants. He wanted to target nightclubs, a real B2B type of business. So he was going to be targeting other businesses that had, a lot of people that use mobile devices and different things like that at their establishment. And he wanted to use his technology to secure those devices in the public space, while people are using it in their space. So that was kind of the premise around what he was thinking. Now, what is the first thing I talk about here on the about businesses is that you have to establish your value proposition. All right. This is why I wanted to use this company as a case study, because it really walks through everything that I talk about on this channel. And by the way, now that I'm thinking about it or working through this example in my mind, this will probably be a part 2, maybe even a part 3, because it's a very in-depth story. But I really want you to listen to this story because I think it will help you with launching your product or your service. So, very first thing you need to do in a business is work through your value proposition, which is who is your target audience and what problem are you solving for that client. So originally his clients were the government, and the problem that he was solving was securing their mobile devices in government spaces. Okay, now the government is very, 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 very concerned about security, especially on their mobile devices, their tablets. Everything is going digital, so you have to be able to secure those devices and all of that technology while it's on government premises and in government spaces. So that was a huge win for him. He had his client, he had the problem that he was solving. It was great. He made money because his value proposition was dialed in. All right, so you try to take that same value proposition and you try to take it into the public space, and it was a complete disaster because while, bars and restaurants and clubs and all these different spaces have all these people in it with mobile devices, he tried to take the same value proposition from over here and he tried to move it over there. And what ended up happening was he realized that the owners of these establishments, they weren't as concerned about security like the government was. They were more concerned about the convenience factor. Like I told you, he did have a convenience factor with his product, with his platform, because it made it convenient to do some things. But he was selling the security part of it because that's what he sold to the government. That was the value proposition that the government spent a lot of money on, the security aspect of it. So he was charging a premium. Remember I said what the value proposition is. Who's your target customer? What problem are you solving? And where are you going to be on the pricing spectrum? Meaning, are you going to be a premium price, because you're unique and differentiated, or are you going to be a low cost price, or are you going to be low cost or maybe moderately priced somewhere where people can afford this product or this service? He went in at the government level as they were the government. He knew what problem he was solving, which is security for their devices, and he was a premium product. The government paid top dollar for his technology because they wanted their devices secure. And he tried to take that same value proposition over to the private world, and he got slam dunked. And what ended up happening is a lot of the B2B clients that he was trying to go after, they said, well, listen, security is not a big deal for us. We just want a low cost product that does the things that you're saying, but more about convenience and less about security. So his value proposition that he used for the government just completely did not work in the private space. And so as he's struggling, he's burning money, he was burning a lot of money. He's trying to figure out what's going on. That's when I came into the picture. So I was able to come in, and the very first thing, he brought me in as a consultant, a business consultant, to try to work up a strategy for him and his company and his leadership team so that they can get on track, because they were losing a lot of money. All of the gains that they got in the government and all the money they were making over there, they were spending it and losing it because of what they were doing in the private side. So it was an interesting sort of dichotomy or interesting story as he started to tell me, because the very first thing I said is, let's work through the value proposition. This is day one, hour one. As soon as he hires me, as soon as the check clears, the very first thing I want to do is meet with the leadership team and start talking about the value proposition. As soon as he told me what was going on, I said, well, are you sure that your clients here in the private space, are you sure these bars, these restaurants, these nightclubs, all of the people that you're targeting on this end, are you sure that they're going to be as concerned as have the same concerns as your government clients? And he said, well, I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. I mean, he hadn't thought about it. He just thought that this was a good idea that worked over here, and he could take that good idea and use that same product over here. And that's not how business works. You have to have a value proposition that's dialed in for every client that you want to serve. So just because something is working over here does not mean that it's going to work over there. I always talk about value proposition on this channel because it's foundational to every business on the planet. If you would just today, and I'm going to stop right there as far as the story is concerned, we'll pick it up tomorrow. But if you would just take some time to work through your value proposition as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, I'm telling you, it will make a world of difference. It will save you a lot of money, save you a lot of resources, save you a lot of time with figuring out what you need to do with your product or what you need to do with your service. So if you have an idea and you have a product, you have a service, something that you want to launch, the first thing you need to do is get dialed in on your value proposition. So I'm telling you this story so that you can have a real world example of how these things work. And again, I'm going to finish the story in a part part 2, and as I'm thinking through it, it probably will be even a part 3. So the next couple of days, I'll walk you through the rest of this story and what I had to do with this particular client to get him on the right track so that he wasn't losing millions of dollars. He had already spent a lot of money on this product or service, so it was really kind of like no going back. He really wanted to make it work in the private space. So, all right, as usual, like, subscribe, share. Hope you're enjoying this information. Hope you're enjoying this channel. Hope you enjoy all of the things that are coming across on this channel. Hopefully it's helping you with your business. Hopefully it's adding value to the things that you want to be able to do with your business. Send this to every entrepreneur that you know. They need to hear this information so that they can be more successful in their business. Also, as usual, the best form of support is just you being here with me today, and I really appreciate you. All right, I'm Tremain Davis, and I see y'all in the next one. Peace. This video is brought to you by Davis & Davis Investments and Management, a full-service business solutions firm. So whether you need one-on-one business coaching or training, or whether you need business strategy development, or if you just need to learn how to shoot professional videos from your iPhone so you can move some of your content online, we've been helping businesses win for over 10 years. So click the link below, grab your free consultation to see if we're the right fit for you.